Good morning. It is 5:58 a.m. and I'm not getting in a big hurry this morning. It's kind of chilly. It's above freezing, but it's kind of cold. Not seeing any runners come through yet, but I have a feeling I'm going to see quite a few today. I ended up doing 28.6 yesterday, and it's 28.6 to town, but I don't think I'm going to try to do that. Like I said, I'm going to go kind of slow. My quilt's kind of damp from condensation, so I'll need to dry that out at some point today. I think I'm just going to try to have a leisurely nice day and then get into town tomorrow morning. But that's the plan for now. Who knows? You all know how I am with plans. I just think about them so I can change them, I guess. It's going to take me a little bit to get going here. I'm still drinking coffee and I'm going to slowly get going. I always put all my stuff in the same spot. This morning, my tent stake bag was not where it was supposed to be. I looked everywhere and never found it. I looked all in the bushes. I looked everywhere the way the wind was blowing. So I'm hoping it's stuck somewhere in the wrong spot. But I'm on the move. It's about 10 to 7, I think. Yeah, it's about 10 to 7. And I piddled around this morning. Most of my stuff's pretty dry. I do want to dry my quilt out a little more later. But here's what I learned about this race. So there are 325 people doing this 300-mile, like Monster, Arizona. The ladies here told me that there's actually, where I'm going to get water in point 7 is Freeman Road. And they said it's going to be happening. There's going to be lots of people. And it's actually a big aid station. So, I didn't know it. They said that the one runner already went by the road this morning. They said, but be prepared. I'm going to see 324 more. So today ought to be interesting. Especially since I'm hoping to have, my plans. But I'm thinking maybe it'll be a leisurely day. And then just get within, 6, 8, or 10 of town. The kicker is, looking at comments on Far Out, there's plenty of camping up till around 18 miles or 19 miles from here. But then you go up on a ridge line and there's camps up there, but it could be real windy. So hopefully I can get some service later and see what the wind's going to do. Because I don't know that I want to only do 18, but it just depends on what time it is. But I am rambling. It's a beautiful morning. There's perfectly blue skies, almost no clouds. Sun is shining. And I think today, if I remember the forecast right, the high was like 55 yesterday and then like 64 today or something. And it's just supposed to gradually get warmer. So hopefully this won't be too long of a video with all the race action. One thing I forgot to mention, not only did the lady that was do the race crew give me the soda and the whiskey last night, which I drank the soda. I just took a swig of the whiskey. It was a little airplane bottle, so I still have most of that. But then this morning she came and took all my trash. Oh, so nice. All right, they invited me over for something hot to drink. I had a hot chocolate coffee mixture, talked to some people there, and this lady came to talk to me, and we were talking about through hiking, and her and her sons have through hiked several trails, and she mentioned where the field trail. I'm like, oh, I know you from YouTube. So that was nice meeting them. I think I'm in for it, and for a big day, a lot of people. So people here said that the leader of the race is right here sleeping, and if somebody passed the road down there, like the ladies told me, that they're off track or not in the race. All right, this is where my water's coming from somehow. All right, I've got my water here, and I'm full up with 4 liters. Next good water's in 17. And I've killed a lot of time this morning. I've been walking for an hour and I've made it like 0.7. There have been a few runners come in while I've been sitting there filtering water, but I'm ready to get on the trail. And I've seen several runners so far. Now, just to let you know what this is, these people are running, trail running, which is some walking, 300 miles. And they started yesterday morning and they've been going nonstop. Usually they do it without sleep, or they'll stop and sleep for an hour or 10 minutes or something. So it's true hardcore endurance athletes. And this first wave of people that I'm coming through are the ones that are, at the head of the pack. A lot of the younger ones and even a couple of the middle-aged ones I passed have been real chipper, excited to get the aid station, very talkative. And I did see one older guy, and he looked like he was struggling. He had blood all over his knees. He was up near the front of this pack, though. And I tried to talk to him, and he looked like he wasn't even capable of saying a word. But man, the sheer mental fortitude that guy's showing, I haven't looked, but we're probably, actually I can tell you, we're like 60 or 70 miles they've done since yesterday. The cutoff for the Freeman Road aid station where I got my hot chocolate is 10 p.m. tonight. So this will only be a one-day thing for me, where I'm pushing through. I just saw a coyote up here. I don't know if I'm getting him in the camera. I don't know if I got him in the camera. Oh, there he is right there. And I just passed a group of 4 runners and then a solo. And then right here at this road crossing, when I topped the hill, there's a big coyote. He was standing right in the middle of the road. I don't know if I got good footage or not. The sun was kind of at me and I was watching with my eyes more so than through the camera. Hopefully I got some good footage of it, but that was pretty cool. And this has been pretty fun this morning, with all these runners and getting to cheer them on and tell them good job and just kind of being a part of it. It's kind of fun. It's been mostly flattish today. I have had to stop and pull over for runners a lot though. There was a group of 3 back there together, and the guy out front was yelling about F this section, and I just want to be climbing. And I said, well, you're going to get your wish. You got Mount Lemon coming soon. And he laughed and said, oh man, I better eat my words. He said, when I'm on Mount Lemon, I'm going to be wishing for this. Yeah, that's the truth, man. We're always wanting what we're not having. When it's cold, we want it to be warm. When it's warm, we want it to be cold. When it's windy, we want it still. When it's still, we want to breeze. I just talked to a group of 3. There was a lady in the group, and I told her she was the first lady I've seen. And she said that she's been out longer. She started in a slow wave, and they start slower waves first. She said you're going to see a lot of faster people coming behind them. And I guess they do that differently, either just this race or with trail runs. I'm not really sure how that works, because in all the road races I've done, the faster paces are always at the beginning. So it's a different concept, but maybe it's common in trail races. But anywho, I don't know, I've probably passed 50 or so runners so far. It is 9:50 a.m. and I'm 7.5 in for the day. I've seen, I'm not really counting, but at least probably 125 runners. So it's been a pretty eventful morning, seeing a lot of people, having to get out of the way a lot. Very few are actually running. Almost all of them are walking. Or if they do jog, it's like for a 40-yard stretch or something. But they're a lot of miles in right now, so. It's very interesting because some of them are like overly talkative and like, oh my God, are you a thru hiker? And they're real happy. And others are nearly catatonic and like they've been awake all night and just struggling. It's just, I don't know, there's so much, the mental game is so much to all these kind of endurance type things. And it's interesting to see how different people are at different stages. Sorry, stopped filming abruptly because another one was coming. Back at about 2.5 miles from the aid station, like more than 5 miles ago, a couple of them were asking me how far is the aid station. So I've been keeping track on how far we are and letting them know. Some of them really want to know and are really excited. And the ones that are catatonic are pretty much just barely struggling. Anyway, I don't know what today's going to hold. It's beautiful weather. I mean, blue skies. It's a little bit of a cool breeze, but warm sun. Yeah, it's been a great day so far. Absolutely great. All right, a runner just told me that he almost stepped on a big rattlesnake. He said it wasn't very far back. And he said it was up ready to strike and not very far from the trail. So I've been on high alert here looking for it. And I'm stopped in a big open spot right now because there's a lot of bushes through here. So let's go see. I went a ways and I never saw anything. So I don't know. I did ask one of the other runners coming the other way, and this guy was rough looking. He had like sunblock painted all over his face and lips. He was like holding something. It was like a bag of Cheez-Its or something, like Cheez-It crumbs all over his face. And I was like, hey, have you seen a rattler back there? He goes, huh? No. I said, okay, somebody ahead of you just told me there was a rattler. And the guy looked at me and goes, I wouldn't know if a rattler bit me in the ass right now. I'm going to catch some flack for this. But I've got two generalizations based off seeing all these runners. And I've seen, well, probably more than 200 already. One, these white outdoor research hats, there's a lot of them. Maybe 40 or 60 people having the same hats. The other thing is, this is where I'm gonna get in trouble. The women are handling the adversity much better than the men. There's been a lot of women, and most of them are talkative, in good spirits, and some of the men are, but there's a lot of men that are very much struggling. So yeah, there's something to be said about that. I think women are handling the mental pressure way better. There was one younger girl, I asked her how she was doing, and she just looked at me and said, I'm sleepy. And she said, asked how I was. I said, well, I slept all night last night, so I'm good. And she said she had 30 minutes is all. So it's rough. I'm glad I'm not doing what they're doing. But, you know, they'll be done at home in a couple days, and I'll still be here. So there's that. It is 12:30. I just finished my lunch break. I had my pack exploded. I dried everything out. My quilt was pretty damp. It was damper than I thought it was going to be, actually. But I got it all dry. The sun's pretty hot today. Even though the temps are only mid-60s, it feels very hot in the sun. I'm hoping that maybe I'm done with passing these runners for a while, because it's been probably 220 or more. There's been a lot, and it's kind of gotten to the point of almost annoying because I have to stop so much and move out of the way. While I was stopped there, I also wanted to look through everything for my tent stake bag. Never found it, and I'm just like, I cannot figure out what happened, because I don't lose things. And as I was packing my pack back up, I saw my rain jacket, and I instantly thought, it's in the pocket of that rain jacket, because that's what I was wearing when I put the tent up. Sure enough, it was. So I've got my tent stake bag back. I talked to my mom a little bit there. She said it's been storming at home. So 12.7 in. I don't know, that'd still be 16 miles if I go all the way to town. So I don't know if that's going to be the plan or not, but I'm just going to start walking. my beautiful day is turning into, that's right where I'm walking. So sick of this. Just give me a nice day. I don't want wind and rain. The good news is right over this little hill, there's another one of these race aid stations. I'm not sure if that means anything to me or not, but I'm hopeful that maybe I can get like a soda or something. Okay, here's where things stand. So the aid station offered to let me fill up all my water. So I did that. So now I don't have to drink cow trough water. So I have 4 liters, drink a little bit there. I also had a bag of potato chips, 2 little bite-sized miniature Butterfingers, and a pack of fruit snacks. So that was a good pick-me-up. Now, this rain looks like it's kind of breaking up a little bit. But one of the guys there said, oh yeah, the rain's coming, and it's going to be a cold one. And I said, what do you mean? I thought it was supposed to get warmer every day and warmer every night. He looked on his phone. I'm not sure what he was looking at, but he said it's supposed to be 24 degrees here tonight. I thought it was in the 40s. I did not have enough service to even, I tried to check. So I'm going to keep going higher here, because I'm kind of at the spot now where if I go more than 2 more miles, which I'm definitely doing because it's only 2 o'clock, then I'm going to climb like a 1,000-foot climb, be on a ridge line for a while. So if it's going to be cold and windy, I don't want to be up there, so I have to keep going, which means I have to go to town. Town is 12 miles from here. It's 2 o'clock, so I can make it right about dark, a little after. But with the race and all these people, I don't know if that means the one motel in Kearney would be available. These people are all moving south, and Kearney's north, so I don't know if it's even impacted, but I don't know. I'm hoping to get some service in a minute so I can figure out what's what. All right, I was able to get enough service up high there, and I don't know what that guy was looking at. It shows for Kearney the lows like in the low 40s, not real windy, like maybe 13 mile an hour max wind in town, and we're like less than 6 miles, I think, out of town via road, so it's got to be close. So yeah, I'm not making any decisions right now. I'm just going to keep walking until it gets later and then start thinking about it. When I left that aid station, they told me there were only 6 or 7 more runners, and so this is about the end of my eventfulness here for the day. I did just pass an experienced in life gentleman, and he was looking like he was struggling. I told him the aid station was close. He looked at me almost with desperation and said, how close? I told him about 0.5, and he said, okay. And he was struggling to move, man. I felt bad for him. There were some people there that had already like tapped out or DNF'd. So I don't know how many people make it past this aid station or not, but there've been a bunch. It was, I guess, a fun little way to mix up my day. I mean, I've never walked through a 300-person race going backwards before, so it was something. But I am kind of glad that I can pee without being worried about who's running around the next corner. All right, down there is the plastic tank at the bottom of that canyon that I was gonna get my water from for the rest of the day and night. But luckily, since the aid station let me fill up, I can keep on rolling. Alright, so that's the end of the race. I just passed the sweep crew. It was 2 people picking up flags, and they were trying to get this guy back. They had a guy with him that was a runner that, man, he was struggling. He almost fell a couple times when I was watching him. The guy told me they were just hoping he can get, they were asking me how far it was. I told about 2 miles, and they said it shouldn't be that far, but they're not always where they say they are. It's been a good 2 miles because I've been gone there for 40 minutes, and I've been moving pretty good. A little over 40 minutes. It's been right at 2 miles. But they said that guy was really dehydrated. He couldn't keep anything down. So they're moving slow, but hopefully they get back safe. But anyway, that's the end of the race excitement for the day. It's now, I don't know, a little before 3 o'clock, and I'm just walking along listening to my book. My feet are hurting. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm either going to stop short and go to town in the morning, or I'll go to town tonight. I'm just haven't decided. For now, I'm just going to enjoy the views, enjoy my book, and stroll along. I'm going to show you this view first. Alright, I've been climbing pretty steep for a bit now. Gotta be getting close to the top. But look at this view. And that's Trail North. Should be getting close. I made it up here. It was a lot more than after I thought I was almost there. And look at the other side. That weather does not look favorable. All right, I've got the ridge walk for a bit. It's mostly like little ups, but mostly down. And then skating all the way downhill. I actually don't know how far I have all the way to town, maybe 8 or so. I tried twice calling the motel in town and no answer either time. Just trying to see if there was room if I did try to make it. So still no decisions, but I got time. Unless this weather cuts short my time. Oh my goodness. It's been a turbulent hour. So I was up on that ridge line, and then out of nowhere, the wind just was beating the heck out of me. So I was trying to just get down off that ridge line. It was so cold and windy. Like I didn't want to stop to put my rain jacket on. Finally got to a spot where there was no wind, kind of low and on the guarded side of the hill. And my feet are really hurting. And I needed a snack, and I needed to put electrolytes in water. So I found a spot, I sit down, I opened a bar, and all of a sudden it started raining. So I hurried up, packed my stuff, and got my rain jacket all on, and started going. And then there was a little bit of just cold, windy rain. And now all of a sudden, it's calm as can be, no rain. Beautiful over there. Not so beautiful everywhere that way. I did get a hold of the motel. They do have rooms, and they do have a good hiker rate. And I've done like 23.2, and I've got like 5.4 to get to town. So I'm going to town. The other reason is, if I would have gone in the morning, it's always nice to like have that day to run around, just kind of relax. But then I really want a zero. I want a full day of rest after this last big stretch. And I don't really want to near end a zero. So if I do 2 big days, so basically I'm doing 28.6 yesterday, 28.6 today. The only thing that's going to be kind of up in the air is I'm hoping it's an easy hitch into town. If not, if there's cell service, I think there's a couple shuttlers I can call, but I'm hoping to just hitch when I get to the road. Hopefully it's not too dark and there's enough cars. So that's where we're at. I've got some Sour Patch Kids to get me the rest of the way there. I just got to get them open, but it's starting to rain again, so I got to put the phone away. Alrighty, so just like that, I think the plan's coming together. The weather, knock on wood, has cleared up. The way I'm going is blue skies. I'm not sure. The picture of the trailhead doesn't look like a very busy or populated parking lot. So there was a phone number that another hiker had recently put in far out. A guy named James said he was happy to give hikers rides. So I just called the number. He said absolutely, he'll be here in an hour. I told him to give me an hour and 15 because I'd rather be waiting on him than him waiting on me. But so there we go. We're going to town. We got a ride lined up. We got a room. So I'm feeling good. One thing I just wanted to say, it is so freaking awesome to have good trail legs. And I miss this feeling. You know, you don't know it's gone, but you know when you have it, if that makes sense. Like at the end of the PCT or the last half, like I knew that I could do whatever I wanted to do. And to be able to like look at the far out and see, oh, I did 28.6 today. Hey, I'm only 28.6 tomorrow. Let's go to town a day early. And my legs feel good. My legs aren't tired, fatigued, anything. The only thing, I do have foot pain, but it's not horrible. I mean, it's doable. So it's a good feeling to be able to do big miles. I like it. I don't know why, but I like big miles, and I cannot lie. I am so glad I arranged a ride, because the whole time walking towards this road, I have not seen one car. Very strange motel situation. It took about 20 minutes for them to figure out what room I could have. They're very, very friendly. It just took a while. There's like a big wedding venue in the courtyard of this old motel, and it's full of a wedding. Apparently, since it's Saturday night, the place to go is the burger restaurant, and I gotta walk there, and it closes in 50 minutes. So I just put my pack down in the room and I'm headed that way now. There's a Family Dollar right across the street, grocery store between here and the burger place. But they even have a hiker box at this motel, and I just quickly looked in it, and there's a peak refuel meal right on the top, and there was a can of fuel, so I grabbed those two things to refill my fuel can, and the hiker box was chock full. I'm gonna have to look through that a little more before I go resupply. I gotta tell you, that burger was amazing. It was a super double cheese and fries. The ice cream machine was broke, kind of like McDonald's always. It was a super double cheese with fries and a soda, and it was amazing. I think I have about 10 minutes to get to the grocery store and grab some hotel food. All right, I am back in the room. I got some milk and some seltzer water and some bananas and some junk food. I got my stuff for laundry and checked out that situation, but I am not doing laundry tonight. I'm gonna shower and lay down. You can probably hear, I'll show you in a minute, this wedding is just hopping right here. So I got a loud DJ. I don't know, 58 miles in 2 days. I am tired. I am ready to shut this music off and take a shower and lay in this bed. This is not a great motel. It's old, but it's fine. I'll show you around here tomorrow. I'm just going to tell you all now, it's been a big day, a long day. Chap is tired, so have a good night, and I'll see y'all tomorrow.